welcome. Welcome to On Deck with Mike Stewart. Anyway, this episode, let's get right to it. Like I said, welcome to On Deck with Mike Stewart. And this is going to be another episode of On Deck, the Limitless Super Yacht. I promised you episode concerning a big revelation about the unlikely inspiration behind the iconic pink brand. One of Leslie Wexner's creation underneath the L brands, the limited Victoria's Secret collection. I just want to share with you a little story about the unlikely inspiration behind pink, the naming of pink, not the actual whatever they do. I understand it is a young ladies sportswear, lingerie brand store. So it's very successful, but a lot of people probably wonder how they come up with the name pink. Where'd that come from? I don't know. Why pink? Let me tell you why. I joined the Limitless in 1997 and on the Maiden transatlantic voyage, crossing from Gibraltar, where we left Barcelona, boom, hit Gibraltar next, bunkered for fuel there, spent a few days in Gibraltar, doing a little sightseeing, buying some duty-free gifts, and like I said, doing a little sightseeing, going to the castle, looking at the monkeys, so buying some good stuff, and then we're headed out to the Atlantic, to the North Atlantic, and we're going to hug the coast of North Africa, Northwest Africa, hug the coast of that, and head on down through the Canary Islands, and then boom, shoot across the shortest distance between one continent to another continent. Just a little tip for all you yachties out there. That's what you want to do. You don't want to spend days on end out of the sight of land if you don't have to, because shit happens. Okay. And if it's going to happen, it's going to happen when you're the furthest point away from land. So hug the coast as much as you can. That's my tip of the day. A little early there for tip of the day, but I'm just going to share that with you. We were cruising across the Atlantic, and we had all decided as a crew what we were going to do is when we got to the exact middle of the Atlantic from between the two continents, we checked it out on the computer, on the GPS, and found out on our chart plotter what the exact center would be. And we were going to stop, kick back, and troll around right there. Somebody was going to stay on board, but a majority of the crew, 18 of us, we were going to jump off and go for a swim in the middle Atlantic, just so we could say, hey, we have swam in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. I know it sounds stupid, but you know, at the time, we thought it was pretty clever. So we swam in the middle Atlantic, and guess what you're not going to see probably in the middle Atlantic? Because there's nothing out there. You're probably not going to see any sharks or any fish. There's nothing to support, really, the life out there. I mean, flotsam, yeah. You'll see a lot of junk, a lot of trash. Conex boxes, old, cargo boxes, which, by the way, the majority of them will find their natural buoyancy, where they settle, where they float, approximately 1 foot below the surface of the ocean, of the water level. Yeah, they like to find their natural buoyancy where they'll kind of hang out and drift about 1 foot below where you can't see them. Yeah, so that's why I always tell people, if you're going to cruise in a steel-hulled vessel. Aluminum, boom. You don't want to peel your hole open hitting something. There's not a lot of sea life out in the middle of the Atlantic because there's no food supply. There's no upwelling of currents. There's not a lot going on in the middle of the Atlantic. So you're not going to find a lot. You could swim for days on end probably out there and never run across maybe a whale. That's about it. I don't know. So we just finished our swim in the middle of the Atlantic. We've gone a couple more days. We were about a day out of making our destination, which was Grand Bahama Island. And we were sitting down in the crew lounge. You know, we had a crew lounge. We had a crew galley. Crew quarters completely separate from the rest of it. We had our own chef, our own galley, our own lounge. Obviously, all our cabins down forward on the bow of the yacht. So we were watching a movie, got this idea of a keepsake, memento, and I think, you know what, we should do that with our owner, Leslie Wexner. Give him a memento for the very first time that his private yacht, the 315-foot Limitless, made it across the Atlantic. You know, there's very few things that are that monumental in life. You know, your first Atlantic crossing is definitely one of them. It's a big deal. It's a big deal to cross the Atlantic on your own boat, and it should be an occasion to be remembered. And so we were thinking, what can we do to make this special? And I thought, the flag. Well, the whole crew will sign the flag. You know, we'll fold it up real nice, ceremonial. You know, really cool looking. We'll put it in a shadow box. We'll present it to the owner, and as a keepsake and a memento from the crew to the owner to celebrate the Limitless Maiden transatlantic voyage. So we're about a day out from Grand Bahama. We go ahead and swap out the flags. We've got lots of flags, man. We got a whole store on board. It was unbelievable. So if you go down to the owner's gym, it was a pretty big gym. I'd say it was approximately 600 square feet, 700 square feet, maybe bigger than that. Who cares how big it was? It was pretty freaking big, okay? Anyway, it was floor to ceiling mirrors, right? And you would press on the mirror, you press on the glass, and it would release and open up. It would slide open, tilt open, and you'd walk in behind all the mirrors, all the way around, and you walk in behind, and it was a store. It was basically the Limited, the store. I mean, it was nothing but hats and jackets and shoes and shirts and t-shirts and socks, towels and robes and you name it, sweaters, pants, slacks, shirts, everything was there. Everything made by the Limited Group for the Limitless. Ta-da, Limitless. So we pulled out another flag of the 100 or so we had there. The reason why a lot of yachts, especially super yachts, carry a lot of swag on board is you hand it out to, obviously, guests that come on board. They like a boat shirt, a hat with the boat on it, the name of the boat. Other yacht crews trade with the other yacht crews. We'll give you a boat shirt, you give us a boat shirt, give us a hat, da-da-da. But most importantly, to the customs officials. That's right, the government. The government man come down to the boat to check you in, you know, and you want to speed things along. You don't want them to be there all day. So, you know, I'm not saying everybody does this, but it's good to have a little spare cash on hand to help expedite the service and some swag. You know, give him some hats, some t-shirts for his friends and family. You go to a little Caribbean island and you're passing out stuff because the people just love it. They love coming down, watching, taking pictures of the boat. They want to know who's on board, what's going on. And it's pretty cool when you're cruising down through the Caribbean or the Med somewhere and you coming into a dock and you see all these people running around with your boat shirt on and your hat on of your boat. Everybody's wearing it, so it's pretty cool. So that's why a lot of boats carry that swag on board. Got the new flag out. One of the deckhands was taking care of, going to clean up the flag. And I guess what he did not do was check the temperature setting on the washing machine because that bad boy was on hot. So hour later, he comes to me with this long look on his face and says, "I'm sorry, look what I did." He had turned the United States flag, red, white, and blue, into basically pink. Stars and stripes, the pink stars and stripes. So everybody was kind of heartbroken and devastated. A lot of people wanted to just go ahead and swap it out with a new flag. You know, we just try to rough it up a little bit and present it and sign it. And I was like, no, it's got to be the flag. It's got to be the real deal. So let's go ahead and just wrap up. We'll sign the pink flag, wrap it up, fold it up, put it in a shadow box, present it to the owner. And you know what? It'll be something. It'll be a conversation starter for sure. So, because, you know, the first thing we're going to do is give it to the owner, and he's going to be like, okay, what's with the pink flag? Yeah. And I'm like, funny story. Funny you should mention that. So, this is what happened. that was over with. We presented him the memento. He got that, got a kick out of it. And about a year later, bam, Pink brand is born. Now, I don't know, I'm sure, I mean, you know, he has a ton of clothing stores, apparel stores, lingerie. I mean, Victoria's Secret, come on, give me, you know, hey, can I hear some shout out for Victoria's Secret? You guys financed, all you ladies out there that shop at Victoria's Secret, you financed that $125 million yacht out there. So be proud. That's part of your boat. I don't know if you'll ever get on it, but that's part of your boat. You helped make that happen. So, hey, well done. So anyway, I don't know how they came up and decided to have a clothing line just for young ladies. But if you ever wanted to know why Pink, why come up, why just call the store Pink? I mean, what's up with that? I mean, So about a year after Mr. Wexner was presented with the pink flag, somebody decided to name the label Pink. Hey, I'm just laying out the facts. This is what happened. You make the decision. You can decide whether or not it's valid or holds any water. So we'll leave that up to you. I certainly am not getting paid by the Limited Group, by L Brands, by Pink in any amount. I didn't even get a gift certificate for that. So if you're listening, Mr. Wexner, hey, you can always throw a little bit of something my way. I would not discourage that. So, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm serious. I'm just kidding. No, really. Seriously. Yeah. Okay. Boom. There you go. So that's the inspiration, or the unlikely, what I like to call the unlikely inspiration behind Pink. So you make up your mind. You decide. But anyway, that's what happened. For real. On the download. Behind the curtain. That's what went on. Hey, kick off your shoes. Welcome aboard. Let's see what happens next. Stay tuned.